Version 10.07 of the Shadows framework introduces a native Google Analytics 4 integration. This template-based integration allows for advanced customization options while incorporating specific Miva data from features like Page Builder and more. This video aims to walk through the Miva Google Analytics 4 integration documents found at docs.miva.com/ga4-integration. We will set up an existing store to a brand new Google Analytics and Google Tag Manager account. If you are adding GA4 support to a new store on 10.07 or later, most of the steps for the integration are done in the Google admin. The integration will track events such as view item, add to cart, add to wish list on a product page, as well as add shipping info, add payment info, and purchase during the checkout process, and much more. Once the setup in your store has been completed, the data collected will enable engagement reports on various aspects, including users and screens, landing pages, checkout by page code, and Page Builder promotional reporting. The initial stage involves establishing a Google Analytics 4 account for your store. If you already possess an account, you can skip this step. However, if you currently have a Universal Analytics property, please refer to the Google migration guides mentioned in the integration document. If you are starting fresh with a new Google Analytics 4 account, you can find the Setup Analytics for a Website guide in the integration document as well. After setting up a Google Analytics 4 property, the next step is to create a data stream. To do this, navigate to the bottom left of the Google Analytics admin page and click the admin cog. From there, choose Data Streams. Here, you can either select an existing data stream for your store or create a new one. While in the data stream settings, it's important to ensure that the Enhanced Measurement feature is enabled. Click on the cog icon to configure it according to your requirements. Begin by enabling all measurement items that are of interest to you. If you decide to enable the Site Search option, click on the Show Advanced Settings link to confirm that the search term query parameter is set to search for stores using the built-in Miva search. For stores not utilizing the built-in Miva search, the search term query parameter may differ. In such cases, you will need to update the additional query parameters to include the appropriate query string parameters. Additionally, the GTM-data layer JavaScript resource, which will be shown later in the integration, needs to be updated to include the custom search parameter. The last step in setting up the data stream is applying the additional query parameters. The integration parameters are category, brand, per_page, sort_by, and offset. If the store has different parameters for facets, those will need to be added here. Make sure to take note of the measurement ID associated with the data stream, as it will be required later when configuring Google Tag Manager. Moving on to the next step in the Google Analytics setup, we need to create custom definitions that the integration utilizes to track additional information about users and e-commerce items. To begin, go to the Property column and select Custom Definitions. You will need to create 4 custom dimensions. Start by choosing Create Custom Dimension and enter Page Code as the dimension name. Leave the scope type as Event and add page_code to the event parameter setting. The second dimension will have the dimension name of screen, scope type of event, and event parameter of screen. The third dimension will have a dimension name of basket ID, scope type of user this time, and user property of basket_ID. Finally, the fourth dimension will have dimension name of item SKU, scope type of item, and the item parameter of item_SKU. If you already have a GTM account and container set up for the store, you can skip this step. However, for stores without a Google Tag Manager account, you will need a new account. This can be done on the GTM Accounts page. Click on Create Account, provide an account name, select the country, and choose a descriptive container name. Then, select the target platform as Web and click on Create. Once the account is created, you can disregard the installation tracking scripts prompt and proceed to the GTM workspace. In the notes of this video, you will find a link to the gtm-import.json file, which you will need for the next step of setting up Google Tag Manager. Next, click on the admin link and choose Import Container. Use the Choose Container File button to locate the gtm-import.json file that was downloaded from the Notes section. Since this is a new setup, I will be using existing for the workspace and overwrite for the import option. However, feel free to select the option that works best for your store. If you have an existing store with GTM already running, using the new workspace and import option of merge may be more suitable for testing purposes. Once you have made your selection, the import wizard will provide a breakdown of tags, triggers, variables, and templates that will be added from the file. After confirming the import, you will be redirected to the workspace section of Google Tag Manager. In the left menu, click on the Variables link and choose the GA4-variable-measurement ID user-defined variable. Here, you will need to update the variable configuration to include the measurement ID that was saved when creating the data stream in your store's Google Analytics account. The lookup table allows for multiple measurement IDs that can be used for other domains like dev.domain.com or staging.domain.com. However, if you only have one store, selecting the lookup table cog will allow you to choose constant for the variable type. You can then add the specific measurement ID and click Save. The final step in the integration process involves setting up the Miva store. To ensure everything works correctly, before going live, it is recommended to make the following changes in a template branch. Begin by accessing the user interface of the Miva admin and selecting the branch name. Then, choose the option to create a new branch. Provide a name for the branch and select a branch to copy from. Then click Create to proceed. In the GA4 integration guide, you will find a link to the miva-import.xml file. Download this file as it will be needed for this step of the integration. Within the newly created branch, select the Settings cog and then choose Data Management. Use the Import Data and Settings in XML Provisioning Format option to import the miva-import.xml file. The import file adds external CSS resources for Google Analytics and Tag Manager Pre-Connect, as well as 2 JavaScript files for the global tracking code and the data layer. After the import is complete, navigate to the user interface and then the CSS/JavaScript resources section. Select the GTM-head-tag resource and choose Edit Source. Here, you will need to update GTM-XXXXX with the GTM container ID from the setup in GTM. Next, ensure the following items are assigned to the pages listed. By default, Miva stores should already have them assigned, but it is good to double check for proper integration functionality. The GTM data layer JavaScript resource that was imported contains logic to pass a custom field with the code of brand, so that GA4 can generate reports with the product's brand. To ensure proper tracking, go to the BASC, OCST, OCEL, and OPay pages and confirm that the Custom Fields section has a brand custom field selected. If the store is using a different custom field code for brand-related information, you can update it in the GTM-data layer JavaScript resource. To update this value, navigate to the user interface and then the CSS JavaScript resource section. Select JavaScript Resources tab and choose the GTM-data layer resource. When the record is checked, select the Edit Source button, then search for brand, and update it with the new custom field code. If the store is using a default search parameter as mentioned in the Google Analytics data stream setup, you will also need to update the GTM-data layer JavaScript resource file. In the template, search for the term search and replace it with the custom parameter the store is using. Also in the GTM-data layer, there is specific logic for select item, add to cart, and add to wishlist events, which might require modifications to align with the store's structure. In the select item tracker class, the list selectors array contains default values derived from the Miva built framework classes. The integration is compatible with all Miva built frameworks found on apps.miva.com. If the store has a distinct class structure for these elements, it will be necessary to make the corresponding updates. Similarly, adjustments may be needed for the options array with the product tracker and remove from cart tracker classes. To complete the integration, it is important to preview, test, and then publish when making changes within GTM. First, in GTM, click on the Preview button, which will open a modal where you can enter your website's URL. This URL can be either the template branch preview URL or the URL that is connected to the account. Clicking on Connect will load the page and display the Tag Assistant Connected panel. Keep this panel open and perform various actions, such as searches, to verify the View Search Results event is triggered. Proceed to navigate through the checkout process and place a test order to verify such events as View Cart, Begin Checkout, Add Shipping Info, Add Payment, and Purchase. Additionally, in the store's Google Analytics account, open the real-time reports to confirm the page views events are being triggered. Once you have thoroughly tested the functionality and ensured that the information is being tracked in GA4 as intended, you can publish any changes to GTM. To do this, select Submit, provide a descriptive version name, and then click on Publish. At this stage, you have the option to copy the branch to the primary branch or merge the changes to push them live on the store. After the launch, it is advisable to review the real-time reports in Google Analytics to verify that your events are being logged as expected. It is also recommended to perform this review a couple of days after the launch to ensure that the page views, purchases, and other event counts are occurring as anticipated. To complete the Google Analytics 4 integration, it is recommended to remove the deprecated Google Analytics MVGA module. Begin by eliminating all template code references to the module. You can accomplish this by using the Template Search and Replace module, the MMT command line tool, or by manually reviewing the templates. If you haven't installed the Template Search and Replace module yet, go to the Settings cog menu and select Modules. Search for Template Search and Replace and install it. Once installed, you will be directed to the Template Search and Replace module in the Utilities section of the admin. Start by searching for GA_JSENCODE using the module. If there are any references outside of the template GA-tracking, you need to review the variable referenced in the param attribute of the item. Then replace the entire item with the MVTJ entity counterpart. Next, navigate to the user interface section, Select the global settings and scroll down to the head tag content template. Remove the mvga.js script that is found toward the bottom of the template. Finally, go to the Templates section of the admin and select the Items tab. Use the Advanced Search feature and choose Google Analytics as the module type. This will display all the items that reference the module. Select one of the items and choose the Pages tab to see all of the pages that are assigned to the item. Unassign the item from all the pages. Repeat this step for all the referenced items, and then delete them from the Items tab by selecting the records and choosing the Delete option from the 3 dots More menu. Once the items have been deleted, you can uninstall the module by navigating to the Module screen, searching for the Google Analytics module, and selecting Uninstall. After uninstalling, double-check the pages that used to have the MVGA tracking code to ensure there are no errors and that the new tracking code is functioning correctly.